the Fed's not going to let the default happen. The only question is, what is the trigger? When is the next financial crisis going to happen? And I guarantee you that within days, possibly even hours, you saw what happened in 2020, financial crisis, lockdowns, and then bam, like that day, they printed up like $500 billion in the repo market, and all of a sudden the money supply started to just go vertical. It's going to happen again this time, but even more extreme. And it's going to be sometime in the middle of the night, and there's not even going to be a press conference about it.
Welcome to Silver News Daily, your ultimate destination for all things precious metals. If you're passionate about the glimmer of silver and the world of precious metals, you're in the right place. By hitting that magical subscribe button, you're joining a community of like-minded thinkers who see the potential of silver and precious metals shaping the future. Buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into the latest news and updates. Welcome back to Silver Daily News. If you've been closely following the silver market, you'll know there's a stir of excitement and anticipation. And if you're new here, you're right on time for what could be a pivotal week. Today, we're diving deep into recent developments and indicators that suggest silver prices might just be on the brink of a significant upturn, with analysts and enthusiasts whispering about the tantalizing possibility of prices skyrocketing to $50 by the week's end. So, if you've been wondering where the silver market is headed, you'll want to pay close attention. Let's unravel the story. In today's segment, we're diving into the intricacies of silver's recent market performance. It's a narrative that's been both fascinating and at times perplexing. Let's start with some numbers. During a particular trading session in the US, silver, more formally recognized in the trading world as XAG/USD, experienced quite the shakeup. Its price dropped by over 5%, settling around the $22.30 mark. This isn't just a statistical anomaly or a minor blip on the radar. It signifies a new weekly nadir for the precious metal. Now, for our regular followers, this pattern might ring a bell. But for those newer to the silver narrative, this kind of fluctuation has become somewhat characteristic for the metal throughout the current year. It's been a roller coaster, with silver prices influenced heavily by a resurgent US dollar. The global economic stage has also played its part, with investors and traders worldwide displaying heightened sensitivity to macroeconomic indicators and global events. Yet, amidst this tumult, there's a pattern. Silver's price movements have danced around similar points for a considerable duration this year. Take, for instance, its performance since the memorable peak in May when it touched just above $26. While recent numbers might raise eyebrows, it's essential to see them within the broader arc of silver's performance in 2023. These ebbs and flows, while unpredictable in the short term, do provide insights when viewed from a broader perspective. As we wade deeper into silver's financial tapestry, it's crucial to understand its technical landscape. The numbers and trends offer not just a retrospective view, but can provide valuable foresight. And if there's one thing evident in the recent analysis, it's that silver's story is far from over. Currently, silver finds itself treading waters just above the psychological threshold of $22. For the uninitiated, psychological levels in trading are price levels that often serve as a point of contention for a market, influencing buying and selling behaviors. In silver's case, the $22 mark is a significant one. However, the descending patterns we've seen, characterized by lower highs in XAG/USD, do present some challenges. These patterns hint at barriers capping off the potential for long-term bullish momentum. A notable descending trendline traces back from the peak in May, a time when silver was trading just north of $26. But here's the silver lining, pun intended. Despite the recent plunge suggesting a figurative fall from grace, the cyclical nature of the silver market could be hinting at an impending bullish resurgence. If silver enthusiasts, investors, and traders can rally together, there's potential for a reversal from the current downtrend. However, a counter-narrative exists too. Should the prevailing risk-off sentiment remain dominant in the market, there's a possibility of silver prices venturing further south, potentially even dropping below the $23 mark. Stepping back from the immediate technicalities, it's crucial to understand the broader forces at play which influence silver's market dynamics. This precious metal doesn't operate in a vacuum, and several external factors come into play when determining its price trajectory. One major influencer has been the US dollar. During recent Asian and European market activities, the dollar saw a decrease in its momentum. Now, for those unfamiliar with this relationship, silver often exhibits an inverse correlation with the US dollar. In layman's terms, when the dollar weakens, silver usually gets a boost and vice versa. The reasons behind this are multifaceted, including factors like investment diversification and hedging against inflation, but the correlation itself remains relatively consistent. Beyond currency dynamics, there's also the role of interest rates. Rising rates in America have the tendency to put downward pressure on assets that aren't the US dollar. how does this affect silver? Well, higher interest rates often mean increased borrowing costs, affecting industries and sectors that rely on silver for production. As both an industrial and precious metal, silver's demand can ebb and flow based on these economic changes. Moreover, let's not forget the inherent volatility of global markets. With concerns surrounding the global economy, especially apprehensions about a potential economic slowdown, commodities like silver can experience external pressures. But let's put this in perspective. Despite these challenges, silver's inherent value as both an industrial and precious asset, combined with its historical resilience, means that the game is far from over. In our concluding analysis of silver's intriguing journey, we aim to provide an amalgamation of historical data, current market dynamics, and educated projections. However, it's paramount to note, and this bears emphasis, that while we strive for accuracy and informed perspectives, any financial decisions should always be taken in consultation with professional financial advisors. It's essential to have a comprehensive understanding tailored to individual needs before making any investments. Now let's delve back into the world of silver. Hovering around the $22.50 mark, silver's resilience is undeniable. This price level traditionally serves as a bastion of support, a point at which buying often counters the fall. Conversely, the $25.50 threshold looms as a potential resistance. Within the broader spectrum, silver's position closer to the bottom of the consolidation area suggests potential momentum building in favor of buyers. It's somewhat akin to the calm before the storm, a gathering of energy before a possible leap. The waning momentum of the US dollar in international markets further adds to this narrative. For silver to truly ascend, breaking past the $24 mark could be instrumental, potentially paving the way for an upward rally. However, and this is crucial, the myriad variables that affect silver, from global economic indicators to interest rate fluctuations, can influence its trajectory. And while the whispers of silver surging to $50 are becoming louder, it's always wise to approach such forecasts with a mix of optimism and caution. In summation, 2023 has seen silver carve a path filled with undulating turns. While the road ahead promises potential and intrigue, it's vital to stay informed and grounded. And remember, always seek professional advice before making any financial decisions. The silver narrative, while exhilarating, also requires a measured approach.